Reading time, main collective. I think today I'm going to just do a you versus them, see where you are at, and then person on your mind where they are at. Depending on how this goes, I might see whether we can get a timing for this or any kind of action towards you, or action from you towards them. Depends who's watching, masculine or feminine. So what is on this main collective's mind currently? What is on the mind? What is around the main collective watching this, please? Divine masculine. So either you are the divine masculine watching, or the divine masculine is clearly on your mind. Self-love, kind self-talk, body appreciation, union with self, breathe, breathwork, stillness, calm, and dark night of the soul. Okay. So we'll break down which is the collective watching this. This could be, if you are the divine masculine, then this could be, this reading is for you. Or if you're the feminine and the masculine is heavily on your mind, we'll break that down. But whichever collective you are, you're definitely working on the things that are healthy for you. It could be that you're, especially if you are going through a dark night of the soul at the moment, that you're really feeling like you're having to work overtime to really talk kindly to yourself. When you're going through a dark night of the soul, it's very painful. You feel very, very low, very depressed. But because these two middle cards are very much about sitting in stillness, I don't see that you're distracting yourself with things. We'll break it down, but I feel as though these things are, I really feel like I'm speaking to the masculine. I'm really feeling called to say that these things are happening right now. You're working very much on yourself. You've gone into isolation because you know that you need to do some inner healing. And because of that, whether you're aware of it or not, you've actually stepped into your masculine energy. You're not wounded. You're still wounded to a degree, because healing is a lifelong journey. It's not something you're fixed and healed and there's nothing wrong with you anymore. But you have come into your divine masculine energy. You're not being led so much by your triggers and your wounds anymore. You're taking assertive action to work on these things, to work on being calm, sitting in the stillness, working on your own self-worth. And as well, you could be working on your body a lot. If you're going to the gym and it's helping clear your mind, or just in general, being very deliberate about what you put into your body to be healthy and to keep your mind clear. You could be trying to be very clean in the sense of sobriety, like you're not drinking, you're not doing anything that is going to alter your mind, especially if you're going through a dark night of the soul and feeling very heavy. You're consciously being active to try and shift this energy, but also the way you talk to yourself and the way you're eating, drinking, that sort of thing. But you're very driven to get through this. I want to say, even, I'm feeling like you're aware that this is just something, you're in a low period and you need to keep pushing through it. You're not being hard on yourself about the fact. It's not as if, why am I feeling so low? I need to be over this. You're aware of the pattern now and you're trying to move through it with grace. Divine masculine. I just heard Vikings too. I don't know if it's the picture that's inspiring you, but I don't normally hear that. So maybe you have Viking heritage, or you're getting really into Vikings, or there's a show called Vikings. Maybe you're watching the show. Shaman under divine masculine. So maybe you're tapping into some real natural healing right now, some natural therapies. You might be doing sound healing. That's very calming. That puts you in a lot of stillness. That's very much about breath work. You've got breathe here. You've got self-love, doing things to nurture yourself, nurture your mind, body, and spirit. So sound healing could be an alternative medicine that you're actually giving for yourself. But for that to confirm divine masculine, you yourself might have magic in that you even the way you speak to people is quite healing. You might find that people are drawn to you. You're kind of naturally a shaman in the sense that for whatever reason, even random people will tell you their life story because there's something about you that feeds them, that makes them feel healed. You might be tapping into that shaman side of you. Self-love. Root chakra. So you're definitely healing those parts of you that feel unstable and insecure. And root chakra is all about the home. So, I mean, I say this on here all the time. On the twin flame journey, or just in general, people will have a lot of trauma around home life. So it's not to say you don't have any good memories of your childhood, but there is something about home that felt unstable and you didn't feel safe. And that is something that you're aware of and that you're working on and creating that for yourself now as an adult, and understanding that even though these things happen to you, it's your responsibility now as an adult to work on those things that trigger you when it comes to stability, security, safety, feeling home and safe in your home and safe in your body too. Breathe. You could even be doing breath work too. I've been seeing that come up a lot. Breathe. New beginnings, new chapter, fresh start, take a leap. So this could be that you wouldn't want to reach out while you're in a dark night of the soul, just because you want to, if you were wanting to take a leap of faith towards your feminine, for instance, you want a fresh start. I'm seeing this more though as you are using this to have a fresh start for yourself in your life. Take your feminine out of this breath work, this stillness, this calm, finding your center. It is bringing you a new beginning. You're starting to feel the shift where you're like, I can feel a change in me. I can feel that this work that I've been doing on myself, this self-imposed isolation, whatever it is you're doing healing wise, whether it could be multiple things, going to the gym, eating clean, going to therapy, doing sound healing, breath work, those sorts of things, all of that in combination. You've been doing that and sitting in it, and you're really starting to feel a lightness to you. It's almost like you're on the cusp of getting through this dark night of the soul. Things are starting to feel lighter and you're starting to feel a change in yourself, and you're about to have this fresh start if you're not already in this fresh start. But I'm also seeing this as you wanting to, because you're feeling that stability now and you can feel a change in yourself, it's almost like you're reaching this point now where you're ready to take a leap of faith towards your feminine, because you're in a more balanced state. You're not approaching them out of fear or highly triggered or highly defensive. You're very centered, so that when you come forward to them, you can come from a balanced place. Dark night of the soul. Friends. Okay, so I think something around friends. I had a collective yesterday where the masculine had a big falling out with a close friend that was played a big part in the demise of their connection with their feminine, but they didn't see it. And now they've gone through a tower where they're seeing it. So I believe that this dark night of the soul was initiated by the breakdown of a friendship or friendships that had that you had these realizations that these friends, or one particular friend that you held dear, that you were super loyal to, was actually a detriment to you. They weren't giving anything. It was someone that for whatever reason you felt rescued you, I just heard, in some way, shape or form, but really they just used you and they're not a good person, and you realize you had to remove them from your life if you were going to make any real movement forward for you. Get out of that stagnancy. age gap on the bottom. I'm actually seeing that less to do with there being an age gap between you and your feminine, but the actual emotional maturity that you lacked in the past. That's something that you have become aware of. But in the past, you might have been very self-unaware, but this is what you've been working on. Okay. For some reason, I'm wanting to get one of these Green Witch Oracle before we get into Tarot. And then we'll get your feminine where they're at on the journey. What is this message you want the masculine to know, please? And if you're cross-watching, as in, I really do feel like this is the masculine's reading, but if you're a feminine watching this, make sure that the parts about where the feminine is at actually resonate with you. Don't make things fit that don't fit, because you don't want to think, we don't know where this reading is going to go yet, but you don't want to get your hopes up and this isn't your reading. So just be conscious of that. Okay. What is the message you need this masculine to know? Here, please. Emotion. Do you know what's so funny? This flipped over before when I was cleaning, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if I meant to do a reading on that, but I just popped it back into the pile and left it, and it's come out. So this clearly is important. Okay, so emotion, the cucumber. You could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Emotion, let's see. What is it? Number 4. So you could be born on the 4th, or you could be a life path number 4. I think 4 is, no, it's not Mercury. Venus is 6. What's before Mercury? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but I can't think of it right now. All right, so number 4. Wait, why is it? Emotion, where are you? Remember, you can fast forward. You can hold down the screen and fast forward. Where the heck is emotion? Hang on, I'm going to find this. I was in the completely wrong book. I was in my Anam Cara book. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, number 4, emotion, the cucumber. Any uncertainties that you have been hanging around should begin to fall away soon. So this dark night of the soul is going to end soon, and your drive towards your feminine is really coming up now. A commitment and even perhaps a major life decision will come up. And you were advised to take hold of your emotions before you determine the right path for you, approaching your feminine with a centered emotion, feeling balanced. It's not to say you won't be nervous or anxious to approach them, but that your core being is more balanced and more healed, less triggered, especially if you've hurt this feminine, which no doubt you have. So if she has certain resentment or bitterness, that you're not going to get defensive. Someone near you may express themselves in an unsettling way. See, if when you approach them, their emotions are quite upset, that you're centered, you still stay still and solid so that they can see the change in you. So try and ride that wave gently until it passes. Or it could even be, so say for instance, you send them a message and you don't get a reply straight away. Don't let that ignite you. Just let yourself calm down. It could be time to take a new step forward. Deities are Aphrodite, Venus, Hera, and Utu. The celestial is so Venus and the moon. So this is a love. I mean, you versus them. We're tapping into you and we're tapping into your feminine. So of course this is love, but I want to say that you are a Cancer, whether it is your sun, moon, or rising. Could be your rising or your moon or your sun, whatever, you get what I'm saying. So this is about centering your emotions. Breathe, sit in stillness. Whether you call this feminine and they don't answer, or when you speak to them on the phone they sound quite agitated, stay centered. Remember the work you've done on yourself, and also remembering that if you've hurt this feminine, that naturally, if it's been a while, she hasn't had that chance to speak her truth. So you need to be the port in the storm and weather that, because you understand that there was pain caused here. but control your emotions. This could even be a test to see how far you've come as far as triggers and being, normally if before your emotional immaturity caused you to act out quite defensively in the past, this could be an opportunity to see how much you've grown in that you can handle this now and not naturally get defensive. All right, let's get your... Actually, first I want to see what's around you right now. What is around this masculine currently? Intimacy, sexual chemistry, and reminiscing. I think you're really nostalgic about the chemistry you share with this feminine. I think over time you've realized that because they've never left your mind and you still feel this magnetic pull towards them, that the desire has only grown deeper for this feminine, not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual, soulful level. But you've got moving here. This is reminding me of yesterday's reading, so you might actually be connected to yesterday's reading too, that you've actually planned or made a move closer to your feminine, they're just not aware of that yet. You have taken steps to be proactive and have gone and moved closer to your feminine so that you have stability when you approach her. You're not... Does that make sense? We'll keep going, but you've got moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. I don't think, obviously, if you're in no contact right now, you wouldn't be moving straight in, but with your partner, but I feel like you are moving. This is a detail, an important detail. If you haven't yet, you plan to. Challenges. So the challenge might be around, hang on, I want to get one more for that because I'm feeling like this is a distance reading. Make a decision, work on inner healing. That's what challenges said. And I think you've been proactive in working on this inner healing. As challenging as it has been, you know that needed to be done, not just for your feminine, but for yourself, to feel better within yourself and lighter within yourself. There's a sense of accomplishment when you've worked really hard on yourself, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Challenges. It's not the right time. So I think because, again, like I said, you wouldn't want to come towards your feminine while you're in that dark night of the soul. And I think that's why they're saying, no, it's not the right time, because you're still in the midst of doing the work on yourself. Yeah, give it time. In divine timing, everything in divine timing, let things flow. All right, intimacy. Health issues could arise. So you have been working on your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. And that as well has been your driving force. The chemistry, the desire, the magnetic pull you have towards your feminine has been a big motivator in you working on those things. Your mind, body, and spirit is a big focus for you right now. Moving. They want your money being used, gold digger. So I think you're actually moving away from someone that you felt very used by. And this could be this friend or friends that you have distanced yourself from. Patience, just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So we didn't get distance. We'll see what else comes out. But you would definitely, if you haven't already, you're making a plan to move away from someone that makes you feel very used. Someone that perhaps they've been dependent on you financially. And they just have had too much control over you and very, I just heard petty and vindictive. So if this is someone you're close to, then you have felt very used by this person and you have had epiphanies about how this person has played a big part in how your life has stayed stagnant. They might have caused a lot of problems in your life, but you weren't seeing them as the problem initially. And now you're starting to see the pattern of how everything that's gone wrong is always around this person. But you need to have patience right now. I don't think now's the time to approach your feminine. Right, tarot. This one. Okay. Okay. Ten of Cups. Wow. Happiness, family harmony, emotional stability. With the Three of Swords. So I think that you're going over the fact that you once upon a time had the potential of this Ten of Cups with your feminine, and then you broke their heart. And yes, your heart got broken in the process too. Heartbreak and pain, separation and grief, sorrow and trauma, and that put you into a Four of Swords. It caused you to go into self-reflection, and you really had to go through like a rest and rejuvenation period. That's what's happening now with this Dark Night of the Soul. It's causing you to really do some self-reflection. You're becoming self-aware of your triggers and the things that have happened to you in the past. You were aware of your trauma, I believe, but you had the mentality of like, that's in the past, I've just got to get over it and carry on. But you'd never dealt with it and really dealt with the things that caused your triggers, to try and soothe those things so that you wouldn't get so triggered in the past. It's not that you'll never have a bad emotion again or that you'll never be triggered again, but you'll handle it better, be different. And even if you don't handle it, recognizing it and doing better again next time. That's part of growing and healing. You're very much have this heartbreak over the fact that you at one point in time were planning a future with this feminine, and it was your Ten of Cups, happy family, children, a house, maybe a business, emotional stability that she gave you. Yeah, death under the Ten of Cups, the ending that was caused here because of this heartbreak. But through that, you've been transforming. This had to end so that you could go through a big change, a transition, and release the past. I think you're also trying to release the fact that it's like you're thinking, where would we be now? We'd probably be married now and have a home together and maybe already have a child together if I hadn't messed this up. But you're needing to let go of that because it's done. So when I said there's past traumas that you just were like, it's in the past, I've just got to get over it. You weren't dealing with that. And to have a Ten of Cups, you need to deal with it so you can, in the future, create a happy home with this feminine. But this had to happen, because if it didn't, you would have never gone through this Dark Night of the Soul that caused you to need to really do some self-reflection and some healing. I think you're seeing the truth of that now. If you had bitterness and resentment towards this feminine for a long time because you blamed her for things, that's part of the self-reflection too. What did I do? How can I be better? How can I treat her better so that we can both be happy? Three of Swords, the Chariot. So you want to move things forward here. That is a travel card, but determination towards them and determination to heal your heart and heal her heart over this. But you want to move forward. You want to have success with her. You don't want it to be broken anymore. Four of Swords. Judgment. So this Four of Swords, where you went into this self-imposed isolation, cut yourself off from people that were keeping you stuck and stagnant, causing, you were using things as distractions. All that stuff, you cut it out and you've been really focused on yourself. It caused a real awakening for you. This Four of Swords really caused you to go into self-reflection. And then once you have the self-awareness of like, okay, this is what I'm like. These are the things I don't like about myself. Okay, next steps. How do I work on those things? Talk therapy, breath work, sound healing, clean eating, gym, all that stuff. It's not enough to just work on physical health. Yes, it's very good because it clears your mind, but there's still other things that you need to add to that. Perhaps it's something you're still haven't fully stepped into yet, but you have hope. with the star on the bottom, this is actually very nice because this is showing me that there was a big painful ending here, but it had to happen for you to move forward in life. So that when you come back to your feminine and you want to create this life, you feel stable, you feel secure, and you know you can offer them something that you couldn't before, over-promised and under-delivered kind of thing. You have hope that this healing will bring about a wish come true, which is a 10 of cups with this feminine, but just happiness in general for yourself. I want to be happy. I don't want to be stuck anymore. You have faith in this, and that's very nice. This really does feel like you're moving into divine masculine, out of wounded masculine. All right, for some reason I'm feeling called to get these ones, so let's see what they want to say. What message do you have for this masculine, please? Double rainbow, good luck. Number 16, divine intervention. So again, this had to happen so that you could grow, but perfect timing. This is all happening serendipitously so that you can ascend and find that duality between feminine and masculine energy so that you can approach your feminine. It's like you want to approach them when you're feeling good about yourself, and not in an arrogant way, but it's like, okay, I'm coming in ready to take accountability and not get defensive, and also feeling that I really know that emotionally and materially I can provide. It's not because you need to be like some rich person with lots of money, but just knowing you're stable emotionally and can give to them, as well as keeping yourself centered and happy. That's nice. You might be starting to feel, like I said, I get this impression you're starting to feel a lot lighter. You're moving through this dark night of the soul now. So you might be starting to feel more lucky. And you can feel that you're starting to get closer to wanting to reach out to them. Number 18, dog, loyal. So if loyalty is something that's is a core value of yours, you might have made your feminine in the past feel like you were disloyal, or they felt betrayed by it. We'll break down their part soon, but you want to be a faithful companion, like a dog. I think you're developing into someone that can be more dependable. And that is all part of being a masculine. You need to be dependable. You need to be secure so that they don't feel unsafe. But always for yourself too. You will feel proud of yourself and more centered when you know that you can be stable for those you care about too. But this could also be a sibling that is really helping you through this as well. But 18 and 10, so the 18th of October could be significant here. Maybe by the 18th of October, you will have completed this phase and be ready for union. As above, so below. Princess of Earth, so maybe your feminine's a Virgo. But that's the Hermit. So again, you've gone into Hermit to self-reflect. And through that, maybe you needed probably to be a bit self-critical so that you could learn what you needed to be to become more responsible. But this also says during the summer. So I think the summertime is going to be significant as far as a reunion happening here for you. But this also says exacting. So again, coming in direct, assertive, and being like, I know the damage I've caused here and I want to do the work. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. You don't have to know all the answers and every single step you're going to take, but coming in with determination, knowing that you have the assertiveness to persevere with this. But I think as well, you see this, they don't have to be a Virgo, but they could be. You're seeing them as someone that's very dependable and intelligent. And they might be someone that is naturally kind of, they don't mind their own company. They're not someone that needs to be surrounded by people all the time. Ship, travel. Man, that's you. Dependable. So under number 16, you've got the ship, and that's 3 and 10. 3rd of October. I think October's an important month for you. So next month. So I think September's still a germinating period for you where you're still doing all the work. And it's something you'll continually to do the work on. Learn and grow, learn and grow, learn and grow, being happy. But going places, adventure. So I think I was on the money when I said I'm feeling distance here. I think that there is a move that's going to happen so that you can be closer to your feminine. But it's not just about moving for them. It's about moving for you. I want to keep reiterating that it's for you. Because one, you don't want to put the pressure, if there's distance here, you don't want to put the pressure on this feminine that you're only moving for them and then they just feel this weight on them. It's about knowing that you can set up a life where they are and creates the stability and that 10 of cups for yourself. Being proud of yourself because you know that you can offer that. But this is taking a trip. So it might even be, if there's distance here, there might be a few trips before the real big move. But this is completely about travel, going places, starting somewhere new. And for that to confirm the double rainbow, you have luck all around you. You're being guided towards this move. You might even feel it where you're feeling this lightness coming over you, like you're feeling like it's like you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You're getting this feeling of like you want to get moving. And they're saying here, perfect timing, you're on track and soon you will be ready to move and luck is all around you for this move. It is going to go well because it's meant to go well. Under the dog, you've got man, which is you. You don't have to be male, but it's you, the querent, the one that the reading is for. The masculine energy, loyal, dependable, soulmate, helpful, faithful companion. This is you. And that's the number 28 as well. So you've got 16, 18th of October, I think is important. The summertime is important. August 22nd to September 21st, ruling planet is Mercury. This is the Princess of Earth, the Virgo. This feminine is this. 3, 10, so 3rd of October and 28. You might be 28 or they might be 28. Princess of Earth. But I really feel like, because this also says a year or more from now. So there could be some travel involved as far as redeveloping a relationship with this feminine, and then a year from now, you will actually probably be physically back together, as in like building your lives together. Like you've made the move. In a year from now, you will make that big final move and you will be together. All right, Princess of Earth. And then we'll break down your feminine next. 18 again. 1818. Look that up. Angel number 1818 and see what it says. The letter A is significant here. But squirrel, energetic, secretive, frugal, saving, hoarding, scold, giving lip service, prepared for anything, miscommunication. This is exactly what I was picking up. Your feminine, whether she's a Virgo or not, she could be sun, moon, rising, anywhere in their chart. Could be just be heavily, they could be ruled by Mercury, whatever. Anyway, so they're, when you come in to communicate, whether it's by text, by call, email, letter, whatever, this person is going to be a bit, they might be a bit sassy towards you. But again, like I said, you will be prepared for that. Because that's taking accountability, understanding that, especially if there's been no communication for a long time, that this feminine has not had the opportunity to express how much you hurt them. So there will be, when this says lip service, I immediately thought of this feminine responding or talking to you in quite a like, not harsh, but very like, yeah, sassy is the word that keeps coming to mind, just a bit like sarcastic, because there's still anger there. And until you have that conversation, they're not going to be able to clear that. That has to happen so that you can clear the air. Does that make sense? Element of earth. So I think this person is an earth sign, because this is heavily in this. They're very practical and grounded. You might have felt that they were very dutiful towards you, but just in their life, very measured in the way that they act. But they're dependable. Dependable is something that really keeps coming up for this feminine, so you need to be dependable for them. But building things. But things are stuck. Things aren't stuck right now. It's more just that you're still doing. For them, they might feel like things are stuck right now because you're still in the midst of your learning and growing and transforming into this masculine. All right, let's get into them. Okay, your feminine. What is going on for them right now? Where are they at on their journey? The feminines, please. Oh, okay, so you're definitely on their mind. Oh, wow. You've got divine feminine and divine masculine. You really are coming up to being ready for union. They are in their divine feminine energy and you're close to it. And if you've done any kind of research on twin flames, divine pairings, the masculine is always behind the feminine in their healing journey. So she's already in her feminine energy, like her divine feminine instead of wounded feminine, and you're close to it. You're slightly behind her, but she is really tapping into her third eye. She might even be really following her purpose now, and she would be. If she's in divine feminine, she is secure in her purpose and she's very sure of herself. Again, not in an arrogant, condescending way, but more, I know my value, I know my worth, and I will never accept that broken behavior again, because I know what I bring to the table, so to speak. She is the table. But green light, yes, go for it. For me, I feel like in her head, she's ready for communication. Yes, there might be sassiness, but again, you're coming into that energy where you can cop it. You're not going to get defensive. You understand that there was a lot of hurt created here, and that naturally the air needs to be cleared, but she is in that energy of being ready to receive that communication. And actually, where before she might have been so angry and resentful that she wouldn't have given you a chance, she's in that energy now where she would be willing to give this a chance if you come in correctly as this divine masculine. This is very positive. I'm enjoying this reading. Divine feminine. She's very much in her divine feminine, and I think that she's ready for you to come in your divine masculine energy. They're saying green light, she's ready for you. But she's very tapped in. Divine timing. She's surrendered to the journey. She's trusting that this will come back into alignment when it's meant to. And soon. Now's not the right time, but soon. Third eye. Surprise call. So she, in her mind's eye, knows that communication's coming soon. She's very tapped in. So whether you call, message, or message her on social DMs, she can feel it coming. Again, she's not going to know for sure when it's going to happen. You probably don't even know for sure when you're going to come in, but the momentum is building. Green light. This is so funny. She's very tapped in. And as well, if you were scared in the past or didn't, or like acted or felt like she was crazy before because of her psychic abilities, you're not scared of it anymore. It's like you know that that's something that is a good quality to have. You don't want to be scared of someone's abilities because they're your partner. Their intuition, their third eye, their gut feelings are part of what helps your relationship grow. So it's about nurturing those gifts. Oh my God, you're getting so many of the same cards. They've got breathe, under green light. They're in their stillness. I don't chase, I attract. I am sitting in my worth now. And when this is going to come in, they might do breath work. Maybe that's what their purpose is and that's what they're following. But they're sitting in the calm. They're centered. And that's flowing through to you. That calm, still energy is flowing through to you and helping you through your dark night of the soul. Wow. Oh my God. Sorry, this is just magical. They literally got the exact same pairing that you got for your first row. I can't believe that. That is magic. Absolute magic. So they know that you I cannot believe that. Wow, this reading's crazy. Okay, so they got the exact same pairing you did. They know they are waiting for you, but not in the sense of like they're not getting on with their life, but they can feel that you are about to come into your masculine energy and that you will be purpose driven. They know, they would have seen this too when you were together, that people felt this gravitational pull towards you. Broken people seem to always gravitate towards you because in some way, shape or form, you have this healing energy. So the advice that you just naturally would come out with, things like that, you have this shaman within that people are drawn to and they see that within you. They always saw the potential. They always saw that you were their divine masculine, but you were broken at the time and so were they. And you reflected wounds to each other that made it feel like you were too toxic together. But this is how they see you. This is so nice. I can't believe that. Dark Night of the Soul on the bottom. This is insane. They know, their third eye is telling them that you have to go through, they know the journey. They know that you have to go through this before you will be ready to come forward. Again, no, now is not the right time, but soon. I cannot get over that. This is crazy. Wow. Okay, so let's get into what's going on around them right now. What is going on around the feminine? That's blown my mind. They literally got the same card as you. What is going on? This is very close. Okay, I'm definitely going to get a timing card. If October comes out, I can't handle it. Guardian. Okay, so they might have... I just got... Whoa. They might have lost someone. Whoa. They might have lost someone recently. Or someone, they're just feeling, they're definitely going through something right now, but it's not... This says guardian, a lost loved one watches over you. So they might have lost some people, a person or some people during this separation that is, and those people are watching over them right now and guiding them through this separation, protecting them. But they feel this strong, intense pull towards you too. They can feel something's coming. They got the same first card as you. You're mirroring each other hard. The sexual chemistry is there, that's undeniable, but they're reminiscing over the connection you two share. I think they're missing you a lot. And if they have lost someone or lost someone's during this separation, and you haven't been there for them because you've been in separation, they're missing that support. And I just heard as well, because they've lost people. Hang on. Sorry, I was getting choked up. It's taken a huge flip. I was so excited and happy, and now I'm so teary. I got this feeling that there's a little bit of anger about the fact that where they would have needed their partner to be there for them while they go through these losses, a bit of anger that you haven't been around. But I don't think it's all consuming. I think this sadness is just because there's maybe some loss around them, but they're being guided through this. And I think that's why they're feeling something's coming in soon. It's just not time yet. Intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later, but I think that's the past. They could still have a little bit of worry about the fact that in the past, the wounded side of you, they were ignoring the red flags, and that was part of what they had to go through to learn their own self-love, because they were copping treatment from you that they didn't deserve, but they didn't love themselves enough, so they needed to learn that. Just like you needed to learn to work on those things that caused you to act out in a broken way towards them. And not just in you, not just towards them, but in workplace, with your family, with friends, with the distractions you use during the separation. Intimacy. Whoa. Patience came out, so you're just mirroring so much right now. But this has been guided, perfectly guided back to one another. Pregnancy. Someone is expecting. I don't think that they're expecting right now. I think that this is the passion and desire they have towards you, not just sexually, but wanting to have a family with you. And as well, you two could have shared a pregnancy. Maybe that as well, because of this guardian, you have a spirit baby that is watching over the two of you, that's just waiting for this to reconnect so that they can come to Earthside. And as well, if there was a miscarriage or a termination in this connection in the past, that spirit baby is guiding this back together. That might be why these emotions are coming up too, because this is something that they're reminiscing over as well. Guardian. Love spell. So again, just because there's a bit of bitterness and resentment over your ill treatment towards them, they still love you. They're still bewitched by you. They got the exact same cards as you. They see you as their divine masculine. They see you as this, that you have this shaman within you, that you have this healing nature. They still have so much love for you. It's just that there's things that need to be worked on. It's not going to be one conversation, everything's hunky-dory. It's going to be the rebuilding trust and rebuilding a strong foundation. Intuition. Communicate flipped over, so their intuition's telling them that, but they got surprise calls, so their intuition is telling them that something is on the verge of happening. But you are on the verge of reaching out to them. You're just not there quite yet. Maybe that's why October is important, because this next month ahead, you're still working some shit out. And then by October, beginning to mid-October, you will suddenly feel like, okay, it's now, I'm ready. Intuition. Oh, okay, air sign. Very stuck in your heads. They're very stuck in their heads, sorry. And you've got water sign again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for air sign, but someone is still figuring themselves out. So their intuition is telling them certain things, but they still doubt themselves a little bit. But that's, again, I think because now is not the right time. I want to say in another month or two, the shift will be complete, and you will be realigning to come back into union, or at least open up the lines of communication. Earth sign on the bottom. So air sign and water sign could also be people that interfered here, but their emotions are heavy right now, clearly. They're very in their head in this reminiscing phase, but they're still working their way through it. But their emotions for you are very deep. And again, they could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but they're very much working on grounding themselves at the moment. Okay, so let's get their tarot, break down what's going on for them right now. Judgment. So their first card is the same as your last card. So I think they've been through their awakening already, and they've done a lot of reflection, and they're just waiting for the return. And not waiting as in they're just sitting around like, I'm not going to do anything until they come back. They're still living their life, but their intuition's telling them that you're about to return, which they're not wrong. They're very tapped in. 8 of Cups. So they're walking away and letting go of the past. Again, that's not to say, because I really did feel like that sassiness towards you because of the pain that was caused in the past. But again, that needs to be cleared. And I think they're aware of that. They're still kind of holding on a little bit to something, but they're working through this. While doing this self-reflection, you're mirroring so much. They're letting go of that lingering anger, and they're walking away from those things that are kind of keeping them in that anger and resentment. They're leaving that behind, which is why you're close to union, because it's not fully there yet. They're not fully, they haven't fully let that go yet. King of Swords. So they feel quite detached from the situation. Again, that's why it's pulling you to grow, and then why this is close, because when they detach, when they're not so when they're not clinging to the outcome anymore or the timing of it, they emotionally detach. It's not because they're not in love with you, but they're not attached to when is this going to come in. They're just letting things happen in divine timing, which is what you need to do as well. They're being more logical about the situation. And they're also seeing things from a higher perspective. So before, when they were so close to the situation and they were in so much pain, they were too close to it. Whereas now they're seeing why things had to play out the way they did. Judgment. Five of Swords. So, 8. So you might be 88 babies. So August, I think, is important here too. But 5 of Swords to confirm Judgment. That's aggression and disputes, bullying and stress, conflict and argument. So I think as well, when they reflect on, say for instance, how you treated them, maybe sometimes you were a bit of a bully, maybe because if this person's a water sign, for instance, or they don't have to be, but if they're quite a sensitive soul and they're very tapped in and you mocked them, maybe when they were anxious or just in pain, and you were someone that kind of attacked their character. I'm hearing someone like, it's like your wounding caused you to think that when your feminine was upset, they were trying to manipulate you, when really they're just a sensitive soul and they're very tapped in and they feel everything. So when they would reflect on you, they really went over the way that you treated them during conflict and how they didn't deserve that. And that pushed them to grow and work on their self-worth and their self-value, knowing that I don't deserve that treatment. I know what I'm worth, and I know that I should be treated gently with care. Someone that soothes those parts of me, accepts the good and the bad. Because you've got to remember as well, if someone's sensitive and very loving, they also are going to be sensitive in the way that when they're hurting or they're in pain or they're anxious, you can't have the good part of it and then attack them or mock them when that sensitive side is upset. Does that make sense? But these are things I think you're aware of now. These are parts of you that you've been working on. And this is also something that, because they're reflecting on it, they're working through letting that stuff go. Not because you don't need to take accountability and build the trust again, but because holding on to the anger and resentment of it isn't healthy either. They're clearly reflecting on that, and they're awakening to, like, I have to let this go so that I can completely feel better. But Eight of Pentacles, walking away but doing the work. They're putting in the effort now towards themselves and committing to themselves. Like, I'm making a commitment to myself to let the past go and move on and move forward. They're dedicated to themselves and the journey. So this is very good. Page of Cups under the King of Swords. So although they're being very driven towards themselves and letting the past go, because they're emotionally detaching and trying to walk away from the past, it's bringing back that innocence in them again, that playful side, that the inner child that feels more freedom. And the Page of Cups is also about love. It's like that love for you they had that was kind of tainted by the pain is coming up again. It's like that fresh love when you're just starting to get to know someone you like again and you're excited about it. It's really cute. All right, let me just get one more. Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters, leaving the past in the past. And that's also a card of travel. So again, there might be travel involved here, but Justice on the bottom. So as well, you might have gone through a period, if you're not going through it now, where you're realizing there's consequences for your actions, and not having this feminine in your life and all that love they had to give you and loyalty and stuff, their dependability. The consequences of your actions is that you lost that. And then whatever you did after them to distract yourself and try and move on, and things kept going wrong, or every time you tried to do something or move forward without them, it wasn't going anywhere, that was karma for how you treated this feminine. You might have even had people reflect back to you how you treated the feminine, so that you could see how the way you treated them was not nice. Even if you kind of knew consciously that you didn't treat them very nicely, it took other people treating you that way, or even this fallout in friendships, to see you put your energy into the wrong things, you prioritize the wrong things, and as a consequence, you were getting karma for it. But it's now pushing you to grow and heal and live with integrity, moving forward with integrity for yourself, not just for them. I just want to see next moves before. Actually, no, I'll get timing first because I am very curious to see what comes out. Can I get timing card, please, for this communication? Later than you think. And I think that's why they said, no, it's not the right time, because you're still working through some stuff and so are they. I just saw August on the bottom, so again, August is important here. Maybe that's a birthday. Or 88 babies, you're born in 1988. Fall. Next year. So that's like that Princess of Earth, the Virgo, a year from now. But again, I'm still feeling like I don't think it's a year from now that you're going to communicate. I think it's a year from now when, if there is distance here, that a proper move because obviously that takes planning, and moving takes finding somewhere to live and changing jobs, and there's steps in place. So within, over the next year, I want to say that you will be back together. More than a year on the bottom. Stop obsessing first. You've got March on the bottom. Keep focusing on your inner healing. But it's worth waiting for on the bottom with a plane in the picture. So there's definitely distance here. Okay, so to confirm later than you think, you've got today. But I think that, honestly, I really think that's just because this message is for you. Full. What was that? July. October. And more than a year came out. So October is important here. I think October is when you're going to, the lines of communication will be reopened. I think that's it. Give it another month and keep focusing on the work you're doing on yourself. And I think you'll find in October a lightness come over you and a readiness to go towards your feminine. I think at the moment you're both still kind of obsessing a little bit. So they're saying stop obsessing. Within a year, you two will be back together. And I think October is a significant month for you for communication and rebuilding this. It could even be because more than a year confirmed next year. So I really feel like by next year, you two will be back together, and then maybe in more than a year, it will take for this move to happen. So it might be over the next year and a bit, there's travel back and forth to see each other, or at least travel from you, especially if you're trying to rebuild trust and show that you're putting in the effort here to see them and to start putting in place plans to set yourself up where they are. Does that make sense? Got at night at the bottom. So maybe at night time is when you will reach out to them, because you'll suddenly feel, okay, now I'm going to do it now, and it will be nighttime. Okay. Oh, in a few weeks. So it's the 4th of September today. Okay. Next moves. I'm just wondering, should I get messages? Because you will know what you want to say to them, but I'm just curious. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. I think that's both of you. I think if you both still have things saved of each other or gifts that you gave each other, things like that, you're both heavily reminiscing and missing each other at the moment. So I'm not surprised to see that. But you both want to make new memories together. I think, yes, you're reflecting on bad behavior and pain, but the good memories are outweighing the bad. Addiction. So if there were addictions here, and addictions can just be obsessive thought patterns too, especially when you're obsessing over each other, which you did get stop obsessing first. But there were things here that caused perhaps your controlling behavior to really outweigh your positive traits. And there could be some things here that need to be revealed. I didn't get anything about a confession, but there could be things that maybe this feminine called you on that you denied, things that you were partaking in that were caused you to also cloud your judgment. Yeah, I will get messages because I'm seeing that addictions clouded my vision. We'll see if it comes out. Palm trees, stability, working on your stability, security, permanence, working on those parts of yourself and actually actively continuing to be a better person, not falling back into old habits, but growth, endurance, flexibility. Especially if as well in the past you were very inflexible. And again, if there needs to be travel for a while and a move, like an actual move to another place, having flexibility with that, and compromise. Photograph. Butterfly. Relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child growth. As well, I want to say for that to confirm photograph, looking at photographs of your feminine, and same for them, or reminiscing over good memories is pushing you to grow. Again, like I said in the very first part, a big part of your motivation to be a better person is because you want to be with them. It's creating an environment for you to do the healing and the growth. The little broken child in you that didn't get what you needed, or was made to feel like you weren't allowed to express yourself. Cupid's arrow under addiction. Have faith, love is coming, surprise invitational meeting, hesitation. So at the moment, again, no, it's not the right time because you're still working through some things. Palm tree. But you do have faith. That was one of the cards. You have faith in this. Your hope is guiding you through this, and your angels are guiding you. Your ancestors are guiding you through this. Cassette, outdated thinking. So the old version of you that was unstable, didn't offer good stability, and didn't give this feminine security. You felt unstable within yourself. You're replaying those events in your head and the ways that you hurt this feminine, hurt yourself, your self-destructive behavior. These are all things that are, the driving force in your mind to create stability, create security for yourself and for a future. Really focusing on your growth and enduring through the difficulty that growth can cause. Those growing pains, the feeling of like, oh, I don't like that emotion, but instead of stuffing it down and repressing it, doing the work. Love call with passion. All right, let's get these messages on, see what it is you want to say, and then we'll get advice. I miss your voice, your laugh, your humour, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. Well, we know you miss each other. I couldn't give to you like I wanted because I'm still healing from my past. That's the truth. That's what you're working on. You're healing from your past and doing that inner child healing and really working on those things that cause you, when you're triggered, to not be nice. And realizing as well that those are why you could not give to your feminine properly. And also, again, I will keep saying for yourself, because it's just having that pride in yourself and knowing, no, I know I have something to give. And I know that I now, when I do the work, can treat my person properly. And being proud that you can look after your person properly. I tried to replace you, but it didn't work out because I'm madly in love with you and I was fighting it. I know this is divine. So again, the distractions you used you fought tooth and nail to get over this person and pretend like this wasn't going to happen again. As in getting back together again. I'm ready to come clean. I can't lose you again. Again, like I said, it's not the right time, but soon, very soon. October's not far. I'm at a crossroads. Should I fight for this or move on? Relationships are a lot of work. Being single is easier, and that is why now is not the right time, because you're still not completely there as far as like that confidence to go towards them. It's not because there's a lack of love here. It's because at the moment, you're still going, oh, maybe I should just keep staying away because I'm, being single is easier and this is going to take a lot of work. You need to get over that threshold of being like, I'm ready to put in the work and I'm determined towards you. It's close. You're getting there. I'm going through a lot right now. I need space and time to gather my thoughts. I'm not happy in my current situation. I'm miserable without you again. It's not the right time. We're working through some things. I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. And you will. It's just not time yet. Because that even in itself is still feeling a little bit defensive. So I'm going to put a ring on it when the time is right. So you want to marry that's not surprising. You didn't put up with my shit. You crushed my big ass ego, but that made me respect you even more. And again, knowing that you can't come in with the energy that you were in the past. You have to come in new and better. Advice, please. What is your advice for this masculine? Moving forward, what is the advice here? And these will be dates as well. Communication, number 3. I care about you even when I act like I don't. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. So, but you are going through this dark night of the soul. So you are feeling quite tender and you need to take care of yourself right now to get that strength. 111, because you've got 1 and then 11. I'm triggered, an old pattern has surfaced and it hurts. Dark night of the soul. I'm seeing synchronicities like your name or 1111 and working out what they mean. So you're definitely getting signs and synchronicities right now. The angels are really not letting you, not that you could forget about your feminine, but you're just being constantly reminded. And I want to say as well, just signs for you to do the work. A lot of times signs are just for you, to remind you to work on yourself and what's healthy for you, not just about leading you back to your person. Communication. 3s, again, so 333 is important, tapping into your creativity, balancing. These feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it. And that is that I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. You're still too raw right now. Again, like I said in the beginning, you want to be confident and driven towards your feminine when you go towards them. When you break no contact, you want to feel ready, not still raw and vulnerable, because then you will still kind of be triggered into being defensive when they express their feelings. You want to be able to take accountability for the pain caused here, and then also be able to express yourself clearly so that they feel seen. Patterns. 33 is important. 11. So you are getting, you're probably seeing 11 a lot. Timing and intentions. The next solstice or equinox will bring an important shift for us. Draw another card to get an idea on what that shift will be. But you are going through a big shift, both of you. But as well, we're in eclipse season at the moment. The next eclipse is on the 21st of September. So that's when the shift, I think, will turn. This energy will shift and you will feel different. And then after that, that energy will start to die down, because that, I think the first eclipse was at the end of August, and then the last eclipse is 21st of September, I feel. 3rd of March, 1st of November, or the 11th of January. New Year's. The next solstice or equinox. I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. 11th of February or the 7th, that could be important though. 2nd of November or the 11th of February, yeah, with 3 on the bottom. So 333 is important. You're probably seeing 1111 and 333 a lot. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward again. Doing the work on yourself to be happier and know that you have worked hard. There's pride in knowing that you've done the work on yourself. Actually, I want to get one more. Whoa. Number 4, messages of telepathic messages. I'm trying to connect to you and give you a message. Can you hear me? That you're very connected. You had a lot of the same cards come out. You're mirroring right now. I'm realizing this connection is something special and worth treasuring. And another 11, and all about growth. You are going through a growth period. A lot of blue here too, throat chakra. Being ready to communicate soon. Wow, that's too many, but I'll take them. 8 again, so August is significant. I miss you. Let's stop both running away. I miss your voice, your laugh, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. 11 again, love like ours can change the world. I want to know everything about you, but I'm holding myself back from asking. I'm afraid I'll get in too deep. And mirrors, you are mirroring each other. You're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself, not me. You both have things that you're still tweaking right now, but you're close. It's not a big hurdle anymore, or you're close to getting over the hurdle. 1, all about growth again. Growth is big here. I need to be strong in who I am. That's you. I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in 3D. No, it's not time, because you're still working on your inner strength, your inner healing. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. Again, wanting to approach them confident and driven and assertive and taking accountability. You're not there yet. You're still very raw and vulnerable because you're going through this dark night of the soul. So you yourself are understanding, I need to be strong in myself first before I can come offer you anything. But remembering, it's not like you need to have all this money to offer them. It's just about being secure and having emotional stability yourself, so they feel safe and secure with you. All right, closing messages, please. What is the closing message for this masculine, please? Intuition, trust your intuition. Simple, complex words of pain or words that heal. You come to know truth by the way that it feels. Trust your truth is that you love this person and that you want a future with them. That 10 of Cups. Trust your intuition. You will know when it's go time. You will know when you feel ready. Again, like I said before, it's not that you're not maybe going to be a bit anxious and nervous to approach them, but you will know when you're feeling ready to take on the challenge of rebuilding this. So trust your intuition and trust when you feel ready to do it. It's because you're ready to do it. And again, this words of pain or words that heal, it's almost like I'm hearing how if the feminine's a bit sassy because of they're still because of the pain you caused them, their words might hurt a little bit, but it's also healing, helping to heal the situation because the air needs to be cleared, remember? So it's like words that might sting a bit in the moment, but knowing you're secure enough to take it on, cop it on the chin because you're ready to take accountability, and then realizing that that is helping clear the air to pave a new foundation, a new beginning. And working towards this 10 of Cups and traveling to see them and putting the effort in. Just really, this is about trusting your intuition. It will guide you and it will tell you when the time is right for you to move forward and go towards them. Very nice reading. I loved that. That was magical. All right, I'll be back on tomorrow, but enjoy your day.